Well, hello everyone. My name is Chad Harris, and I want to welcome you to our first week of intercultural communication and mass media. We're going to be covering a lot of topics this term, and the work in the course asks you to look back on some of the courses you've taken before. We'll be covering a lot of different media topics, including entertainment and news media, audiences, financing and regulation, media effects, the ethics of media, and really the most important of all, the construction of meaning and how people communicate using symbols. All right, so that's what you're going to be doing this first week, is giving your definitions of culture and telling your own story in the discussion board. All right, on the first chapter in your reading, on figure 1-2, it discusses a media model as a standard media model, and you can use that to begin thinking about your definition of culture and communication and how communication works through culture. Feel free to be critical of this model. Use it as a starting point, but the authors themselves invite you to be critical, because what many may not know is that that model of communication was actually developed as a telecommunications model. It actually models messages going through a phone network. So it's a little bit awkward to try to imagine human communication working that way, but it's a really good starting point. And really what we want to get at is that, as human beings, we are symbol-making creatures, right? We perceive everything and know everything through systems of symbol and meaning. It's impossible to step outside your culture in order to view it or view the real world. We are always interpreting things through cultural meaning and symbols. All right, so begin with those concepts. This week, you begin defining that in discussion. I wanted to point out one of the resources that I want you to make sure you watch before you engage in discussion. It's a TED Talk. It's only about 18 minutes long. It's the talk by Adichie. This talk has actually become pretty famous. It's a really good one. The author, she's from Nigeria. And what many may not know is that Nigeria is actually one of the biggest producers of media in the world. It's just a giant economy. And they make tons of media that is consumed in all different African countries and around the world. She even mentions going to Mexico, a story about her traveling to Mexico. And another thing that is often forgotten in the United States, at least, is that Mexico is also one of the biggest producers of media in the world. In the entire Latin world, they dominate in terms of media production. So the entire Latin world often sees the rest of the world through the Mexican culture and the construction of meaning from a Mexican perspective. So we're going to be looking at these kinds of things throughout the course. And so I'm really excited to get started, and we will, I'll see you in discussion and looking forward to speaking with you all. All right. Make sure you reach out to me. My contact information is in the course. Reach out to me. I can be available anytime by appointment, by Skype or by phone. I really like to make that connection with students, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about anything. All right? You all have a great week.